Hello, I would like to share a few words of reflection on the Day of Independence and what it means for me. As a Latinx pastor, I am still thinking and mourning of children who are still in cages at the border, waiting to be reunited with their parents, waiting for some hope for their future. I'm also thinking of many DACA recipients, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival students across the country, like myself, who have celebrated a small victory and yet are still waiting for an answer from immigration. Are they going to dismantle the DACA system that have allowed us to become visible in society? What will happen? Anxiety, uncertainty is still there among DACA persons. On this day, I am reflecting on the common struggle that we as people of color, we as communities of color, have in this journey. That we are being oppressed, and yet we are rooted in that hope that together we can achieve that freedom that we yearn for. And so I am hoping, as a Latinx pastor, that we can walk together as a community, struggling together, learning from each other, and becoming one, recognizing our differences, but recognizing our common journey as well.
What does independence mean to me? On this day when so many in our nation are celebrating Independence Day, the day in which our country won the battle to become an independent nation, one which was free to lift up any and all as they so desired and as they saw fit. The problem with Independence Day is that it's never been a day of independence for all of the members of the American society. For hundreds of years, African American people, indigenous people, and people of color have suffered in a land which proclaims freedom and independence, but which in effect has continued to subjugate and oppress people like us. What is Independence Day for me? It's a reminder that the promises that so many have enjoyed over so many years have never been extended to me or to my family. It's a reminder that my children who are grieving and who are afraid and who are looking for a space to be free and to grow and to flourish may never have that dream realized, either because their life has been taken too soon or because they hit ceilings and invisible walls which no one told them would be there. Independence Day for America has long been tied to a sort of holy hope and holy recognition of how great God is to provide such independence and freedom. Yet the very proclamation is hypocritical, and it isn't a proclamation that is true for all.
The work of the church, I believe, is to push each other to live in the ways of Jesus, proclaiming the good news that he brought to this earth. But that Jesus that we read in the Bible is often overlooked. See, that Jesus was a brown-skinned man who was suffocated on a cross. And I'm sure as he hung there, he said, "I can't breathe." He was murdered by the government for speaking the truth against power and building his kingdom with the people on the margins. So every 4th of July, I always ask, why are we celebrating? Why are there American Christians flying flags in their sanctuaries? Are we not tasked with continuing to build that kingdom that Jesus began? And if that is the case, then how, when America was formed, it was stolen? And as the newly stolen land was given independence from others on July 4th, there were slaves in chains. Frederick Douglass said, "What to the American slave is the 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days in the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. And he goes on, and as Christians, we need to listen to this part. He says, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgiving, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy. See, we are no further from this than today. We see the outcries of my people for generation after generation saying, Black Lives Matter. Do they to you? But yet, those cries are not heard. So until all people are free and all people get to say liberty and justice for all, July 4th is nothing more than what Frederick Douglass called it, hypocrisy. So as Christians, what is our call? To our nation? Or to live the life that Jesus began, which is to fight for the liberation of all?